Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Between Two Turns, a Disney Lorcana podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Justin.
I'm Dakotah.
And I'm Jotham. That's like Gotham, but with a J.
And today we have a lot to talk about, but we're going to start off with a little bit of a weekend recap. All three of us went to Southside Gaming and participated in the Merlin 10K. So who wants to start us off with that?
Yeah, I can start. Since, I probably have played the least interesting deck of all three of us. Kind of like I talked about last week. I'd thought that Emerald Steel would be a great metagame call. And it seemed like, I think, about 20% of the field roughly agreed with me that it would be a great call. Mm-hmm. And I played like a pretty stock list that I'll make sure is like linked in the description that was like tech to beat other steel decks, which I expected to be popular, which was correct because I think 2 of the 3 most popular decks were steel decks.
Yep.
And I honestly, not that I gave up the Sapphire Ruby matchup, but I did just not really respect it, and it didn't really show up. I think it was in the other category. Mm-hmm. And I started out, lost my first round to a buddy of mine in the Emerald Steel Mirror, and then after that, I rattled off what I think about 4 or 5 wins in a row until I lost to one of the Southside bounty players. Which that map they had, I really wanted that bounty map because I love the Merlin, Rabbit, and Fox.
Looks so good.
And I felt really good after being up a game, but my opponent, to his credit, played very well and had some timely, be prepared draws that really caught me. Like the classic, take a look with Ursula, coast is clear, run out a little bit, get be prepared off the top, and be like, okay, surely it can't happen again, and then play the rest of my hand, and then happened again. So that kind of put me down to playing for top 16 with an outside shot at top 8. And then I won my last round, ended up in 10th with a 5-2 record. So a little short of what I hoped for, but I still, I think, a respectable performance.
Yeah, me, not so much. I started off pretty strong, went up against Ruby Amethyst. Oh, I played Emerald Sapphire, which I will post that deck list as well, because I would stand by that choice again. It was very fun deck to play, and it was good into a lot of what was out there. I mean, I guess there were a lot of Steel Song and Emerald Steel, but I didn't really see a lot of those personally. I started off 2-0, and then I ended up playing against Mikey Hazed, and he was on Sapphire, Amethyst, Jafar. And first game went really quickly. I went first, and it was just super favored. And then game 2, I had a really good setup, had a lot of cards in hand, and then I just misread a card. This is why you always double check the cards and just make sure you know what they do. Because he had the 4-cost Jafar, Amethyst Jafar, that's a 0/5, and its number of cards in your hand becomes the strength of that character. And I thought it was number of cards in my hand. So I ended up dumping my hand and trying to, I got rid of the wrong card, and it was, spoiler alert, not the Jafar that I got rid of because I thought I could bounce it, and I couldn't. And then after that, I just lost. And game 3, unfortunate starting hand, didn't find what I was looking for in the mulligan, and from there, just kind of got wrecked.
Yeah.
So,
I played the same list as Justin. We were working on a list basically of Emerald Sapphire and kind of teched in preparation for Steel Song. We had muses this time and some song packages. But we were basically hoping to get paired into red decks, right? Red, purple, red, right. Red, blue. Purple's fine as well, stuff like that. Steel Song, green steel, not really what we want to see, but still beatable. I ended up going 4-0 the first 4 rounds, and then unfortunately got into a slightly bad matchup on stream against what was it? Emerald Amethyst. Yeah. And unfortunately he was a little bit more mid-range. I would have preferred an aggro because at least we can bounce a lot of other stuff if they're aggro.
yeah, the matchup's a lot better for us.
This one not so much. So lost that on stream, and then right after round 6 got paired into probably arguably our worst matchup.
Definitely.
What is it? Kiwi aggros with
Sapphire Steel aggressive deck.
Yeah, with warded characters. So our muses basically do nothing, and we have low attack characters, so we can't really kill Alice very easily.
It's super unfortunate. I would have loved to see a good showcasing of the deck, and we literally got 2 of our worst
we didn't
matchups back to back on stream. So eventually we'll put out a video. Hopefully,
all the other ones were kind of a a cakewalk for the most part. Yeah, so it was a fun deck. Glad I got to play it, and then top 8 the 1K the next day with Purple Steel because I didn't want to think that hard because had to think a lot on Saturday with that deck.
Yeah, that Emerald Sapphire deck is I don't like. It is difficult to play, but even beyond like its difficulty level, it is like very thought intensive. Like you have to make a lot of decisions every turn.
Yeah,
with like your fishbone quills and like just I don't know,
the inking choices are super important in that deck, probably more so than maybe any of the other decks. Just because one wrong ink with that can basically ruin your chance at the game. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad we got to go. Also, shout out Sean. Can you get out of my bag the mat that SSG gave me for free? I wanted to show it off really quickly.
Yeah, the squad. Kylie came in clutch with this one.
So yeah, I asked if I could buy a mat from them. Well, Justin asked for me.
Did you tell Dakotah?
No.
No. So
so
Dakotah gets to hear this. Sunday we were waiting around for the 1K to start, and I saw a mat in their case, and I said, "Oh, that looks pretty cool. Wonder how much it is." So Justin asked, and they were like, "Oh, hold on, let me go check." And then Justin, if you want to reveal this,
yeah, Kylie
Sweet
was there,
mat.
and I just asked Kylie how much it costed.
So, because I really wanted it, and gave me the sweet
wow.
Cusco mat for
That's
free,
really awesome.
foiled. And I played with it all day, and people kept wanting to try to steal it because it was so cool. So shout out to SSG for giving that mat out to me for free. So really cool of them.
Yeah.
Really cool guys.
and just like hosting the event in general. Like this event, kind of like how the DLCs got better, like event after event after event. I feel like Southside every event has really like stepped up their game in terms of like providing a smooth tournament experience, and just everything was well run and like put together. And actually, the highlight of my weekend was also with someone from Southside. I got to play against one of the owners, and I think it was my sixth round, who was playing Sapphire Amethyst, and it was the most fun I had the entire weekend. Like the match was like incredibly complex, and it was kind of funny. After the match, he just like had said to me after games both 1 and 3, the games I won, he's like, "I have like no clue how you won those." And it's like I really just like locked in, and I was like, okay, here are my lines to get where I need to go. And a couple of them were just like, yeah, I just got to get really lucky here. And he had like 4 or 5 cards in hand, and I'm like, well, we're just gonna fire this Bruno's off, and if I like hit what
Hope
I
we
need to
hit.
hit here, then maybe I can get there.
Yeah.
And then just rolling the dice a couple of times for the we don't talk about Bruno's. I hit exactly the card I bounced.
Easy game.
Which
Easy.
One of them, it was a Hades, and I think I knew he had a second one in hand, so I was a little more favored on that one, but it's still like
So good.
it felt pretty good, especially because I had Prince John's going, and just I think one of the games, the third game I won with him at 19 for 3 consecutive turns, and I got so overwhelmed, it was pretty funny. I had I think like 24 cards in my hand from like various things that I just kind of had stopped paying attention to what he was doing, and missed like a handful of Diablo triggers at the end, because I was literally just sitting there like trying to parse my hand and figure out like what my route was to victory, because I had like basically every card I needed in my hand. I knew like my last about 10 to 15 cards I had left in my deck were mostly characters, so I was just like, okay, gonna like just ignore that. Unfortunately, ended up ignoring him as well, and missed some like rabbits coming in and out from my Diablos. But was able to like navigate exactly to the lines I needed to get exactly to 20 the turn before he would have been unlocked to just gain a lore with the new song that draws a card and gains a lore.
Oh yeah, something to do with the Madrigals.
Yeah, it's like, it's not Look at This Family. That's the
No,
No,
that's
it's a
a-
different one.
Yeah, that's
I
the
can't remember
Amber.
the name of
That's
it off
the
the top
Amber.
of my head.
Yeah, but it was really fun. I played against what was it, 4 Emerald Steel Mirrors that entire event.
Wee.
And 2 Sapphire Amethyst, and then 1 Ruby Amethyst.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So
yeah.
overall, just good weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
great
I
weekend.
like
fun
seeing
weekend.
everybody.
I was sad I couldn't play in the 1K or the High Roller event on Sunday, because I had some brunch plans and then had to get back up to take care of some things up here in Orlando.
Real life.
Popular dude.
Yeah, I know people everywhere.
Speaking of popular, you know what else is popular?
What's that?
The stuff we just heard about today.
Oh, that's true.
All
We were
right, so
filming this, like,
I think it's time to get
hours after
into
the announcement.
the news. Boop 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 boop. Because today we have 6 stories
Look at that.
for the news.
Cooking.
And thank you, Dakotah, for helping me with the little
was
jingle
crazy.
there. Yeah,
I'm just
we
feeling it.
have 6 news stories we want to talk about because we just got a whole live stream So one of them, it's going to be Worlds. We're going to talk about Reign of Jafar. We're going to talk about Fabled. And then we have set 10, set 11, a little bit of a preview for what we're going to see there. And then just a few random things to wrap up that stream. And then also a gamer article that was posted by who
Eric
was it?
Switzer.
Yeah, Eric. He said the last name because I didn't know how to pronounce
Yeah, like Switzer Falls
Yeah.
from the Jungle Cruise.
So let's get straight into it. So story number one on the next chapter live stream, right? That just happened earlier today. One of the big things that they talked about was just Worlds, right? And what's going on with it. So you guys want to get into that?
Yeah, I'm really excited for it personally. Obviously, us being Central Florida boys, was hoping it was in person because that would have been just phenomenal to get to sleep in my own bed and go play like World side events or spectate Worlds like throughout the days. But I understand that they want it to be like an exclusive private event, like for the players who earned it. And I'm really glad that they announced that those whole new World promos are going to be non-foil and available. So really excited for how to earn those. There are going to be some like set champ style tournaments where maybe like they send out like 8 or so to each store, and then if you top 8 the event, you get one. Would be, I think, kind of fun. Or maybe there's like enough of them and it's like a league promo or something. But I'm really excited to find out more information on how to earn those.
Yeah, I really like the art on those, and also I'm a huge fan of Whole New World. Probably one of my most
Mr.
favorite cards. So
Song over here.
I would like 4 of those if possible, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I'm super excited for the broadcast team. They did spoil who it was going to be for us. I'm going to read
Who
it
we
off
got?
here. So the broadcast team is going to be Rebecca Quests, JDZ Quest, B Squared, Liam from the Illumineers, and then Baker, aka Lorcana Villain. So if that's not a squad, I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
that sounds like probably what I expected to see. They're generally on the broadcast or have been in the past, and sounds like a pretty good team to me.
Yeah, I was wondering, since I knew, I don't know if we knew for sure, but we assumed that Worlds was going to be at Disney World, if they were going to reach out to any of the international commentators to bring over.
Yeah.
And I was pretty excited when they announced Baker, because I would say he's probably my favorite commentator so far.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's great. That'll be nice to have because it'll add some excitement, right? We don't get to watch in person, but at least we can kind of have a watch party. I know some people mentioned they were probably going to do like a Super Bowl style watch party where everybody gets together and kind of
Pizza and wings, baby.
watch
Come
it
on.
all together. Yeah, honestly, it sounds like a good time. Also to note, the dates for Worlds they announced was June 28th and 29th, I believe.
Yes, last weekend in June. Broadcasting online, so just make sure everyone's tuning in.
Yeah, Twitch, YouTube, I assume, all their usual platforms.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a fun time. They're gonna also, I think, release some more information, just in general on Worlds, right? Probably.
Yeah, we didn't get any like information on what exactly the tournament format's going to be, right?
Exactly.
Which definitely curious about that. Hoping that comes sooner rather than later, just because I want to know what they're doing.
Did I get it wrong, or did they say they were also going to mention DLC schedule? Year 2 schedule during Worlds.
They did say during the Worlds broadcast they will announce the DLC schedule, so that probably means we're not getting anything until like Q4, maybe like
I would expect
last
that.
month of Q3 as far as DLCs, which is disappointing, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm just excited once they come back to figure out where I'm going.
I will say, I do remember distinctly, and I posted on Twitter that I forget who was being interviewed at the time, but basically he said there's more information to come for the challenges later this year, was the exact verbiage. Was like later this year. So hopefully that's a sign of good things to come.
So and to mention, they also did say they were going to try to make the DLC seasons match up with the rotation, right? So more on that. We'll talk about rotation in a little bit. But that just kind of implies it'll probably be September, October at least.
Yeah, because Fable's release date is what, like end of August, right?
Like August 29th
Yeah,
or
something
something like
like
that. Yeah. Comment in the, make a comment if we're wrong, let us know. But okay. So I think that's basically everything for Worlds. I want to get into the next set coming up for us.
Next set that'll be legal for Worlds, right?
Legal for Worlds.
True.
Reign of Jafar.
which had some spicy cards
Excited.
in it too.
Yeah.
Excited.
I don't know if you guys watch, but if you haven't, go back and watch it. There's a lot of card reveals. One of which is kind of Jafar himself, the guy who's on the face of all the different artworks for the set. He's a new big baddie. He's got himself the Illumineers quest called Palace Heist. And this one's super cool because this really shows that Ravensburger's paying attention and listening to the feedback that the community is given. Because I know last time it was a big thing that like, oh, we opened up all of our stuff, but there's like no way to store it. Well,
Right, for the Ursulas.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
it
the
was-
packaging. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that was my like big gripe with it is like exactly like I opened it up and it was like kind of just
Now you
now
have
I've
a
got all
bunch
this
of
stuff now.
pieces everywhere.
Do I buy like a deck box or a
Yeah, do I
specific
get, like-
case for this?
Exactly.
But don't have to worry about that anymore because the packaging it comes with is now going to be the storage itself.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
it's like packaged
board
like a
game.
board game, which is
Yeah, it's
great.
like a legitimate like board game style like stuff is going to be durable. It's going to be made to last and
Yeah,
Excited about that.
cardboard playmat instead
Yeah,
of
not the paper one.
Yeah, so actually can play on it. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. That should be fun. Maybe we'll record some gameplay on that. We'll see.
yeah, maybe.
We saw a bunch of cards. Let's see. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12
Just in
cards.
that segment. Yeah.
Just in the stream alone. And I think we saw like all the different like weekly play promos that they're going to do, the buy a box promo. They announced the set champ promo and the participant promo. So lots of really cool cards to come. Do we want to talk about a couple of these?
Yeah, we
Was there
can
any that
mention it.
stood out?
Like, how about we just do like what card are you most excited for? Because that is like a lot
Jasmine.
of cards to touch on. Okay, yeah, the Jasmine, the
Yeah,
Shift Jasmine.
So it's the Shift Jasmine 4 cost. It's a 2/5. Shift for 2, which is what I'm excited for. It being
Yeah.
a shift for 2, 4 costs that can sing on turn 2. You can sing strength. Like I mean, you know, Zeus.
How
You
far
have how
I go.
far I go.
Turn 2 how far I'll go. Pretty good.
I love
Maybe
Steel
a
Song.
little
So
better,
now,
one jump ahead there.
yeah, this is like this is a Steel Song, but in different colors at this point is what I'm starting to think. But we'll see.
Yeah, hey,
It's also like
anyone can figure it out.
it's also ally support, which I'm excited about because I've always tried to do something with allies, but I feel like it's not quite there yet.
Yeah. That's what I
So-
kind of noticed on the Sapphire Steel cards is they're like, yeah, this is the allied color. We're
Yes.
gonna do ally.
That's what it
things.
feels
And I think
like.
that's kind of fun because I would like them to support more like typal archetypes.
Yeah, like a tribal.
Where like
yeah.
pirates, like allies.
Yep.
Hopefully brooms come around eventually
Oh, I would love
because
that.
I've got like I always would like to play a broom deck. I've got a ton of friends who are chomping at the bits to have like a competitive broom deck, and it feels like it's always just like this close,
So close.
and then just like it doesn't get anything for like a set or two, and then it like just
Yeah, it
kinda
just gets
goes back to the
overpowered.
back burner.
Yeah, I agree. So this set specifically has me in hopes for something like that, where we're getting more like actual type support for characters, allies, even the was it the Vanish cards. We're gonna. It sounds like we're gonna have a lot more in this set, which is great because you already saw some support from this past set 7. Just a little bit, but we're gonna get actual support. I think it was like Magic Carpet that gives all your illusion characters +1 attack.
Well, I mean, speaking of illusions, that's like one of my favorite cards
Oh
coming
yeah,
from this
which
set.
one?
Jafar, man. Like the
Yeah.
artwork. Have you guys seen the artwork? It's
And
insane.
Artford is really good. I was watching while I was working, so I didn't catch like everything today.
I got
but
you.
I definitely saw them talking about his art a lot.
It looked so good, and I'm gonna just read off the stat lines and stuff for this card for you guys. So it's Jafar, High Sultan of Lorcana. The first time Lorcana, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure,
using the
has
name.
been in the actual name, well, even though it's a sub name. He's a 5-cost uninkable. He's a 4/4 that quests for 3 in Amethyst Steel. So he's one of the dual ink colors. And on quest, he draws a card, then discards a card. But if the card you discard is an illusion character, then you get to play that character for free. And I think that's just super exciting to see.
I hope there's really good, like one really good illusion character that just makes this like busted.
They alluded to there being a bunch more. They said, and we know there was only so many in this set, but there's going to be, and then he had to stop himself
Yeah.
and say, oh, I can't tell you exactly how many, but there's a lot more. So
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, and I think the card I'm looking forward to most is a couple tournaments ago, I played the like Churnadogs aggro deck, and that lady they spoiled, that's going to be like a play promo, and obviously in the set, she just looks incredible. Like,
Looks like she
like
could
that's
be,
a 1-cost 3 lore quester on turn 3. Like that's crazy.
could be very strong. I'm a little scared of that card, honestly.
Especially like, say you just go like lady that lady, green yellow lady. Play another lady on turn 2,
There's
and then
a lot
like
of
a
ladies.
daisy duck.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, quest for 3. And then, granted, you're going to be out of cards, but say you go to your
Sure.
next turn, maybe not ink again, maybe ink again.
Yeah.
And then just play 2 more characters. You've quested for 3 on turn 2. And then 3, 6, 8, you'll be up at 11 on turn 3.
Hyper
that's
aggro.
like the hyper and hyper aggro. Like
Demands
it's
an answer.
not just demands an answer. It's like, okay, well, you better have like been contesting the board.
I will say I am excited that I'll keep control decks in check just a little bit, right? Just in case control's very strong next set. If we have something like that to kind of balance it out, kind of nice. So yeah. Also one honorable mention. Patch the Playful Pup.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really want puppies to be a good archetype, but
I'm sure they will one day. I
yeah,
have
one
zero
day
doubt.
we just need support in like a better way to draw for Sapphire, Amber.
Yeah,
color
if they
pair.
had some kind of like Dalmatian Stampede card or something that just like looks like, cause I know they have like the like other cards you like look at your top 3 and you put like 2 or cost, but like
Sure.
specific like, hey, we're gonna really pay you off for puppy support.
Yes.
Like, oh, flip your top 3, put all puppies into play
Yeah,
or something.
or give me something like on play, get like a weak body on a puppy, but like on play, draw a card for each puppy you have in play or something.
Yeah,
That's
or something
probably
like that. Yeah,
Something
like, I
expensive,
really-
but give me some kind of draw.
Yeah, I think if they just had like a bunch of like weaker cards that like culminated in like creating like a massive like board,
Yeah.
like the puppies kind of do. Like they're all like individually, they get like stolen and stuff. And
reward
kidnapped
me
and
for
such.
going wide, right?
But like once they like towards the end of like the 101 Dalmatians, right? They'll get together. They're just like a force.
They're a force. Yeah,
they're like a literal like wave of puppies.
really want a puppy.
I want something
deck.
like that. I want to do that in Lord.
That's what I want too. Okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
You guys are
Um,
really in sync there. That was
yeah,
kinda crazy.
yeah, we are. We are. They talked about. I think the one enchanted they showed for that set was the Jasmine, which is another reason I'm excited for it.
You
That
and your
looks pretty
princesses,
cool.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a princess deck work one day. I don't know. We'll see.
Might not even be Amber Steel anymore.
No, it might be.
Apparently not.
It might not be. And then I think they mentioned Bambi, right? As a new IP for
Brand
this
new
one.
IP.
So,
Yeah, I saw Thumper, Bambi, a couple other
that's
characters.
also cool.
And Flower. That was the other one.
Yeah.
Flower, the
Flower the
shy
skunk.
skunk. Yeah, which actually may be viable. The kind of scry. Look at the top card, put it on the top or bottom kind of deck, because we already have a few effects like that. Maybe we start getting towards a deck like that that's viable.
It's early.
We'll
it's
see.
cheap. It's a 2-cost inkable. So
Is it 2 or is it 3? I think
pretty
the
sure.
skunk is 3.
Oh, the 3.
Yeah,
oh, it's
he's a 3
3-cost
cost. I wish
inkable.
he was a 2.
Kind of confused with the
Yeah.
Thumper.
But anyways, speaking of new IP, we also got a few other releases or hints for new IP. So we're going to go into our next story. This is story 4, talking about set 10 and 11 a little bit, but set 10, Whispers in the Well.
I love, I was like I said, I was working earlier while the broadcast was on. I kind of stopped what I was doing. It was like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, I
Kind of
love
got your
that set
attention,
name.
right?
Yeah.
Super exciting because they also mentioned that Whispers are new types of glimmers. I don't follow the backstory or the lore of
Yeah, I
the
wonder
game that well, but
what that's gonna be. Because yeah, same.
would be interesting to maybe read about it one day, but maybe I'll wait a little while. Maybe they'll kind of have like a little story.
Yeah, maybe it'll
of
be like
everything.
in game on the cards. We can
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, but that's exciting. They talked about specifically Black Cauldron for one of the IPs.
Yeah, which I like literally in the last week and a half. I've just been watching like older Disney movies.
Oh, have you?
Just because.
Yeah.
And the one I actually haven't gotten around to was Black Cauldron. I'm like, oh, I gotta.
So now you have a
Now I was like,
reason
now I
to
have a-
watch
I
it.
need
Lock
to
in,
go back.
Dakotah. Lock
Yeah,
in.
I do. I gotta dial in.
That's cool. Yeah, I have not watched that in a hot minute,
Same.
as they would say.
I saw it one time as a kid. It terrified me, and I was like, I think
That's
I'm good. I
That's
think
probably
good for me.
honestly that's probably what happened for me as well. So that's fair. But we should go. Maybe we'll have a watch party night for that as well.
Yeah.
But also the other one I'm excited about, Gargoyles.
Oh yeah, man. So speaking of terrifying as a child, I would often wake up when I was a little wee lad in the middle of the night and go get a glass of water, use the bathroom or something, and then I would throw the TV on for 10 or 15 minutes because I was a child who loved TV.
Yeah.
And there would just be these scary winged monsters on the TV, and I'm like, you know what,
You mean cool winged monsters?
not for a little
Those guys look awesome.
5,
Not
6,
for that-
7-year-old me. I was not playing with that.
He
I was
wasn't.
like,
No.
it's too much for me.
I was into it. I thought
No,
it
I was.
so good.
I was into it.
Now that it's spun around, it's on Disney Plus. I've watched it back, talked to people who are fans. I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Watch back through some gargoyles.
A little excited for that. So that'll be something to look forward to. Also, they mentioned, was it set 11? Did they
Well, before
explicitly
we
say
get
that?
there, I
Yeah.
want to talk about Fabled.
Yeah, you want to spin back to
Oh,
Fabled?
yeah. Let's spin back to Fabled.
Because we're talking about new IPs, and I think what I'm most excited for is coming in this.
Yeah, so
set.
Fabled.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Fabled set 9,
Yeah.
by the way.
Spin
So
back around.
after Reign of Jafar, so Fabled, what are you excited for?
Well,
They
first
showed
off,
a lot.
There's only one right answer.
Well, so there is one right answer, but I'm going to give you a different answer.
Okay.
Like, I will say, like, top 2 Disney movies, all-time favorites, like, or top 5, unfortunately, is, like, Goofy movie and an extremely Goofy movie. And there's probably, one of the greatest performers in the history of animation in the first Goofy movie.
Lady
So
Gaga.
I'm personally,
no.
well, no. See, that's just disrespectful to Powerline.
Oh, yeah, Powerline,
Yeah.
for sure.
Jeez. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We might need to rotate you out. That's
Oh, no.
Little
I'll
across the
rotate
line.
out next
You're the
year.
new tech guy. Sean's
Yeah.
I'll
stepping
rotate
in.
next
Steal.
Yeah, if Powerline is not good, and like they were saying on the broadcast, they were like, because when they were talking about Powerline, I'm like, you know what, these tax returns can wait. I like put my keyboard in front of me. You have my attention. I'm seated. What are we gonna talk about? And they're like, and I forget who was hinting at it, but they're just like, yeah, just think like Naveen, but a better singer. And I'm like, well, while factual, what does that mean in game?
Yeah.
We're gonna see a singer 10. You think? Like, is that...
I don't know. He's
He
got
better
the
be
lungs
good.
for it. He's
He-
got the moves for it.
He better be good.
What if it's like Naveen plus Ariel together?
No.
Because he's got like the moves, he's
too
got the
good.
voice, he's got the perfect cast. Like,
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
People are gonna riot
I
if
just want to see the songs.
I'm people.
people are gonna riot if it's not playable.
People may be in the room with us right now.
Not
Yeah.
even just Powerline though, but the songs that come with it. I feel
true.
like
That's
the
gonna be
song
nuts.
support's gonna be crazy.
The oh man, was it? They did like the rock covers of the Disney songs. I have like 4 of them on my like song rotation, and Eye to Eye, top of the list.
Oh yeah,
So
for
good.
sure.
Banger.
Also,
Always
speaking of, did they say what color, support he would be in, or
He
did
has to be Amber.
has to be?
for
That's what I'm
sure.
saying.
Especially
like-
with the ink
But
support.
do
yeah.
we think it's gonna be like Amber Amethyst? Do you think
It
he'll
could
have
be
a
like I did.
split between?
He
those?
could be like Amber Ruby. He could be Amber Steel. He could be Amber Amethyst. I think he's gonna be. I think he'll have a few cards first off.
Sure. It has
obviously.
to.
However, I think he's gonna have at least one like powerful just Amber card.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
And
I think
so
that'll
as
be the
well.
singer.
I want to see him enchanted. They would not answer it on the live stream because everybody in the chat was asking. But
If they don't
Yeah.
have it enchanted for him, people
Set
will
one Elsa
riot.
better watch out if they have an
Yeah.
enchanted
That-
power line coming
legit.
for most expensive card that you could find in a pack.
that'd be such a
Now,
big missed
well,
opportunity.
Speaking of enchanted, they hinted at a couple new rarities
Well, yeah,
as well,
just,
right?
talked about 2 new rarities.
Yeah. So
Yeah, the Epic, which is kind of looks like the like D23 like rarity style.
mhm.
They showed Elsa Spirit of Winter.
Yeah,
believe was the
the
card.
like 2/3 that has like an exert
Yeah.
a character.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Not
that's
quite a
cool.
full art card. It's like the bottom half is a text box, but it's still foiled out, and then
Still
the
looks
top
nice.
half kind of takes
Yeah, and
up.
it looked like it had some more like premium finish. And the other one was what, like Iconic, I think it was.
Iconic.
Which is apparently so the tier system is like, here's legendary, here's the epic, here's enchanted, and iconic is even more rare than
People
an
are gonna go
enchanted.
nuts
Yeah,
So-
for
which their
Iconic.
2 iconic starters was Mickey and Minnie, though we don't know exactly what they do yet, other than that Mickey is like a 3-cost 2/2.
Yep.
Which I can't imagine like he doesn't have a pretty fun text box, just because like if he's gonna be a 3-cost 2/2, he's got to be good, and if you're gonna make him
Oh,
iconic,
yeah.
he's got to be
Oh,
good. Right?
that's what I'm thinking as well. If he's not playable, what am I doing, right? I want to get 4 of these iconic Mickeys and put them in my deck.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna like hit a home run, might as well like drive it all the way out of the
Yeah,
park.
I don't
right?
play foils, but
Look,
this one,
look,
I might.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about playability. I'm a Disney adult. Nice snag. Did anyone see that? That was crazy.
So quick.
I'm a Disney adult, and I started the game as a collector before a player. So I see something like this, and I'm like, take my money. I don't want it
Yeah,
anymore.
no,
You can have it.
Yeah, that was a big gripe. Like, not a big gripe, but a gripe I had is that just like opening packs wasn't that fun after the first couple of sets.
Yep.
And now I think both of these rarities make it more exciting.
I think this is huge for
Yeah.
like the fun factor that comes with opening packs.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
I'm slightly more incentivized now to get packs. The past couple sets, I literally did not buy boxes
you've
or
always been a
packs.
singles guy.
Yeah, I've always been a singles guy. Married though. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But anyways,
iconic.
so
Not.
this actually makes me want to get packs just a bit more. So good on them.
I'm gonna go pretty hard with Fabled. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna get,
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited also, or interested, I guess, more than excited to see like if the reprints they're talking about are going to be done like in the same art style, or if it's going to be like a different art style. Did they say?
No, another thing to mention. Yeah, so let's talk about that. They mentioned that there were going to be reprints, and they specifically showed, I think, Big Tinkerbell, right?
yep,
Yeah, Giant
Rockstar
Tinkerbell.
Stitch.
Rockstar Stitch, Pooh Honey Wizard.
But they didn't show the actual reprint. They showed an enchanted version.
They did show of the Honey Wizard.
Yeah, that looks so good.
So actually, that one looks sick. So the Honey Wizard is getting enchanted, but I think they implied or they were hinting to the art being the same for these because they did a comparison of the cards saying when they were talking about rotation that you can use it from whatever set. You don't have to have the newest one. So if set 1 rotates out and you still have Rockstar Stitch and it's in set 9, you can use either set 9 card or set 1. And when they showed that graphic, they showed the same art on the cards, but one had set 9 on it and one had set 1, which to me made it seem like
could
they
mean
were
it's the
reusing
same art, but I don't know. I always liked in other card games where they reprint cards and give them a different art. Cause
I think it's cool.
I just having more choices is nice.
Yeah, I agree. I hope they do, but we'll see. And maybe they will in the future if they don't for set 9. I know they're still kind of figuring it out as they go along, so give them benefit of the doubt.
And then I think the last big of like Fabled news we didn't touch on is that it is going to be rotation.
Yes.
When that hits, which I've always been in favor of that for the different card games that I've played.
Same.
And I'm looking forward to, assuming they don't get reprinted, ushering out our like Amethyst card advantage overlords that I think have kept a lot down. Like with Madam M Fox being like a hurdle to clear, or like Merlin Rabbit being like just an ever-present engine.
Basically dictating a good portion of the meta.
Yeah, and then Medusa, Brawl, Let the Storm Rage On, Strength, insert other removal spell here. I think all of those are in sets 1 through 4 that rotate out. That is efficient, so it's gonna be interesting to see what gets reprinted and how that like redefines exactly like what threats you can play, what decks you can build, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can. So for people who don't exactly know what the rotation is, Justin, can you kind of explain how that's gonna work?
Yeah. So when Fabled rolls out, we're gonna have rotation, and it's gonna basically be sets 1 through 4 are going to be not in the core constructed format, and then when they get to set, I believe they said 13. Sets 5 through 8 are no longer in the rotation. They're out and cycled out. Yeah,
that's correct.
So you won't be able to use those cards obviously unless they get reprinted, and that trend is just going to keep going. So the developers have better ways to make more creative cards or give us just something new for like deck building and playing. And I don't know. Me personally, I think it keeps the game interesting. But that said, there's going to be another format.
Yeah, Infinity.
Yeah, and I wonder, I don't remember if they said explicitly if that's like from Toy Story and it's like hinting at like Pixar or something, because with like Buzz Lightyear,
Infinity and Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see.
I personally like the Bed Bath version of Beyond, but yes.
Didn't they go out of business?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well,
Not Toy Story though.
Not Toy Story. Toy Story 5 coming up actually, right?
So many.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So Infinity. So you want to talk
see how
about
that goes, because I wonder if like and this is my personal hope because I don't like erratas. I hope they unerrata Bucky,
make him viable again,
and then make Bucky viable in this format, and then just see if like with everything legal, all this extra stuff, if you still need to pull the
still
lever
a powerhouse
back on Bucky.
Yeah.
And Hiram as well just got banned. Fortisphere just got banned. Like, are those cards going to be legal in this format?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like, or are they going to get like a little heavy-handed and be like, okay, like Hiram banned, Fortisphere banned, we're going to ban Fox. I don't know, maybe something else that's ever present. Maybe they ban Whole New World or something. Or like,
Jotham would be devastated.
Yeah. Or they just like gonna get real heavy handed because I think like they're gonna need to curate that format.
Oh,
they
for sure.
Can't just kind of let it just like run
No,
wild.
and they did mention they'll
And,
be making bans as necessary for that
they said
format.
it'll be a DLC format, so they're gonna need to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So excited to see also how like that split works out, where if it's like alternating between like say the U.S. is gonna have or North America is gonna have a core constructed DLC, and Europe will get an Infinity. And then it'll just like swap back and forth, or it'll be like, okay, this month Europe core, North America core, following month Infinity.
That'd be so cool. I'd be fine with either one of those, honestly.
I always enjoyed when Europe was ahead of us for a big tournament, so that we could see like what players are bringing, what like kind of decks like tech or like breakout things were happening, and then we would get to react to it for our event.
Yeah. I love getting that data ahead of time.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
I'm excited for that. I think introducing a couple different ways to play the game is pretty good. So now just give me some new rules for draft and sealed, and I'll be happy because that's my favorite way to play. But
I am hoping that maybe they take like a long hard look at sealed eventually, and because like I think the games themselves are fun, but one of my like favorite things about like pre-releases or like drafting or sealed events and other card games was like, oh, here's this pool, like I need to really figure out like how to build my deck because there are like constraints, like
yes,
and like games with like mana bases that like only tap for one color, it like you can't just play all your best cards, and I kind of feel like that's what Lorcana Limited is like right now. It's where you just put all your best cards in a deck and it just like works out.
yes.
I want to be able to like, oh man, I really would like to play this Amber card. Like say I opened or actually just say I open a Maui Shark in like a sealed or whatever. It's like, oh, I really need to play Ruby, but maybe it's like my only good Ruby card.
Right.
So it's like, could I cobble together like the rest of my playables if there was some kind of restriction? Say it was like 4 colors or something like that instead of all 6.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think it makes it
and just like have some kind of constraint instead of just like, oh, this shark is really good, I'm gonna put it in my deck. And it's like, oh, this like other legendaries I opened are all great, I'm gonna put them in my deck, and just stuff like that. I don't know, just some kind of restraint would be interesting.
Yeah, that announcement just in general makes me excited for the possible future for things like that. So yeah. Okay, let's go to news story 5.
A couple of things they touched on.
Yeah, just a couple random things to wrap that up. Darkwing Duck announced for an IP next year. Super excited for that. Actually, that's probably my personal favorite one that they revealed. I love Powerline, but Darkwing Duck, hard for me to beat.
I don't know. I'm still in the Powerline train.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are. So
yeah, I'm excited he'll be there. I'm glad, or rather, I think they'll be excited that they get stopped getting asked about it.
Yeah, that's probably why that's why they
account.
pumped all these out so quick because everybody kept bothering it for it.
There's a Twitter account. It's at DW Lorcana. DW as in Darkwing, and it always asks the name on the account is Darkwing Duck in Lorcana yet, and he just always posts no or some type of meme that says no. Well, today we got a yes.
Yeah, his days are numbered.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, like, what if you're
Does he move
listening?
on?
Like, what do you do next? Like,
How
what's
do
the
you
game
know
plan?
it's not me?
Does he have to like is it you?
Is it?
Have you ever seen us in the same room
Well,
together?
I'm asking you, is it you?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know if it's you then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, well, so Jotham's gonna get back to posting, it seems. But yeah, Darkwing Duck is fun. I don't know, should be fun.
There's a lot of really fun characters that come with that IP too.
Oh yeah.
I know, like Launchpad is like
yeah,
super goofy, and I'm just like,
That's the thing.
Well, no,
it has kind
he
of a
already has a
mix.
card.
Yeah, Super Goofy already has a card.
Yeah.
But yeah,
2/4
no,
with
like launch.
Rush.
There's a couple random
I think
characters.
I've seen you play the card.
There's a
That
couple
took me too
random
long.
characters in Darkwing Duck that I'm excited for that they get to
Yeah.
use.
Other news, they did announce they're gonna be more intentional about the Store Champ promo selection, which I'm happy about because like the first couple I thought were just like absolute bangers. It's like Rockstar Stitch, phenomenal. It looked really cool. It was like playable at one point, which is always fun because you might get to play with them. Ursula for Ursula's return just made sense. Like, right. And then like the Maribel, I just like didn't think that card was very cool, and I didn't really like the art.
I think that's when I started to fall off from it too.
And then the Scar, I also was not a big fan of just because I didn't think the card was very cool. Like don't get me wrong, the art fantastic for set 5.
Oh yeah.
Really cool playmat. Wish I'd have been able to like play in more of those and actually like get one because I got stonewalled by R&B in the one that I went to. Short of getting my mat. And then this one for Hero, I just, once again, not a big fan of the
Not
art.
super excited.
Well, we were talking about this earlier about how like certain cards were just like excited to have because we have the opportunity to play them. And one of the ones they showed was Maleficent Monstrous Dragon. I
Yeah,
think
that's going to be
That's
really,
the
really
9-drop
cool.
that actually got played in a lot of red decks in this past year.
And the art is just so good. The art really reminds me of like that movie.
Oh, it's very cool. I actually want to try to actively get one this time. Haven't said that in a while.
Yeah, and they're doing the non-foil versions now too. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna play in at least 4 set championships, so I can go like get my 4 non-foils to play with, and then I would like to get at least 1 foil for my collection just to have.
I think that's a good idea.
And also that playmat is probably gonna be cool, so I would like one of those as well.
Yeah, that'll probably.
Yeah,
be
I'm pretty
sick.
stoked for that one. Obviously, there's going to be more information and all this stuff to come up between like worlds, the format, upcoming DLCs, and one of the things they said on the stream was that they were on a Thursday, May 8th, they're going to start streaming weekly for the lore casts.
Weekly lorecast, which is good.
That's good. More communication is always better, so happy about that.
A lot of people were demanding that, and
We'll get a little bit more into that in a couple minutes here because they did talk about it in the gamer interview. But the last little bit of like kind of random announcements they had were that they confirmed that enchanted cards from previous sets will not be reprinted. So
and I think that's a good choice.
I think that's a really great choice as well. So don't expect to see more Tink Giant Fairy.
Keeps the enchanted cards feeling special, right? But that Winnie the Pooh enchanted with the gold text and gold cost
like
emblem, whew.
It's
looks
new.
good.
It's exciting. It keeps us interested and lets the artists be really creative and change things up.
Yeah,
it's
actually,
more opportunity.
And I really like that card, so I'm glad they're giving it some treatment. So okay, news story 6, last one that we have, and then we are going to jump into my surprise segment. But number 6, a gamer article by
Eric Switzer.
Yep, he had a lot of good notes here.
We'll post the link to the article in the description below as well.
Yeah, but a couple things mentioned during it. One of these ones that you have listed here. One of the reasons for Worlds event not being open to everyone is just because the success of Lorcana kind of took them by surprise, and you could tell that from the beginning. It's sold way quicker and way more than they thought it would. So understandable, right? Can't fault them for that. And then they were growing for a one-person team on at least on that side, right?
Which kind of makes sense as to why it was like so hard to handle. Because if you have one person coming up with all these events and ideas,
coordinating,
it's a lot. So they literally went 5 times the size, 5 people.
Yeah, 5 people.
And I think I'm very hopeful for what's to come. I really like what the future is looking like with this team of people.
Yeah. I'm just excited to hear what the format is. Just excited for the broadcast and everything surrounding it.
They talked about Worlds quite a bit. Talking about it's going to stay at 28 players. I wish it would go to 32. That
just
seems
nice,
to be a nice
number.
Yeah,
kind
maybe
of for
invite
brackets.
like some people local to the area. Maybe just like because they're already covering travel accommodations.
Yeah,
and like I don't want to affect their budget, right?
Yeah, so maybe just like a couple people who started a podcast recently that live around the area would be great.
Yeah.
Like
Four
just 4 guys,
exactly 4 of us too.
4 people sitting in a room.
It's really coincidental, honestly.
Just to help fill out that bracket, right?
And you know what? They probably didn't print the promos out already. I will.
Yeah.
I don't need one.
Okay,
It's
that's
just an honor
fair.
to
That's so
participate.
nice of you.
I'm a very humble
I'll
guy.
take his.
Okay, well, fair enough.
You're uninvited. So they're keeping it at 28, but that's fine. Just probably because it would be a headache to fill those 4 slots without some kind of controversy. I would feel.
I think it'll make the format a little weird because
oh, for sure.
Like it's just in my head, and having played like tons and tons of tournaments, it's really hard to have a clean cut event with 28 players. Like it's not like, oh, at the end of 5 rounds or however many rounds it's going to be, everyone is exactly this record or better that's going to get into top 8.
Yep.
Especially like if they do something cool where they like split formats or like do something interesting, like, or especially like I would imagine they don't want any draws in the event just because it would be a bad viewing experience.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
So like, and the way Continentals went is they disallowed draws entirely. So my assumption would be there's going to be no draws allowed. 28 players, like someone's probably going to like miss on tiebreakers or maybe they created some kind of system where you just play until you hit like a threshold
Certain
and you're in
amount.
or something.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like
could see
first
that.
8 players to this, and I
Sure.
think that maybe that's there we go. That's a very like
Clean
meritocratic way.
clean
to do
way.
It.
Yeah, and gives people incentive to keep playing, right? To get to
If
that
they do something
threshold.
like that, it would like make the number 28 versus 32 kind of like almost irrelevant.
Well,
Not-
like
not
yeah,
quite.
besides the symmetry that is very important and why we
I
should
like
be
the
Yeah.
symmetry.
So let's
Hurts,
forget that part,
hurts.
Justin.
Yeah.
Don't point it out. I was
Um,
trying not to look at it.
But yeah,
Yeah. So
we'll see
also
how
I
that goes.
think it could be like a very compelling storyline wise. Now that you like we kind of talk about it, is like so say somebody's like no match wins or something, and there's still like a spot left, and they somehow like run the tables all the way back to like get into top 8. That'd be really
That'd be
impressive.
cool. Yeah.
That's how I got my Let It Go.
Yeah. See, that'd be awesome.
I was out of contention for day 2 in the first 4 rounds, and then I won 5 in a row.
Yeah, at Seattle.
See, that's awesome.
Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a couple more things to mention. They talked about in the interview focusing on local play support and DLCs. More events that are coming that aren't just part of the challenges, but a place for players to gather and play with the community, and stepping away from
Yeah.
branding these other events as quests.
I know because during D23 they talked about the quest events that they were going to have, and I know a lot of the community was like super excited about these events because it was like that bridge between the company and the competitive players. It was like that nice middle ground for the people who wanted to just go and go to an event and not feel the pressure of like something crazy like a DLC. So a lot of people were excited for that, but I think we got a small taste of that overseas when they did like the unofficial tournament. I don't think
The Robinsburger tournament.
it was still
That-
very competitive though.
Yeah, that I thought was really cool, and I want to be on the lookout for one of those and like attend even. Like
Yeah, that would
maybe
be
the
fun.
next one in Germany, I'll like give a shot. They're doing it by
That'd
the HQ.
be so
Yeah.
fun. I know in the article they mentioned that they're going to really be focusing on like events like those and DLCs. So
Yes.
I think even though with the quest being kind of like off the table at this point, I think they're going to try and compensate with something different just because like I think they're more just trying to move the branding away from the
Yes.
word quests, but
Don't wanna be
still
tied down.
have the same type of events,
Yep.
which keeps me hopeful.
Still all good things, all good things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And then the last thing they mentioned, just being more frequent about communication, which is great. I think we can see they're doing that already, starting now, right? They did
for
good
sure.
today, and they're going to be more open starting that May 8th, and they're going to do
Yeah, with those
weeklies.
weekly lore casts, I think
Yeah.
that's going to be huge. And one thing they mentioned in the article too is that they don't want to be as like reactive with their communication, like wait till everyone's like really upset and then respond. I think they're going to like really pay attention to the
Try to
things
get ahead of
online
it,
and
right?
and like respond to things in the moment via Discord, which they said a bunch of times today. Discord.gg/Disney Lorcana. Is that right? Okay,
Somebody
I think that's what
correct
it was.
us in the comments.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. But that's the link to their Discord. They're really pushing that. So if you want to stay up to date with all that on there, that would be great. And also the Lorecast live streams.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be excited to tune into those, working or not.
Listen
Since
to
I
the
assume-
background.
Yeah, assuming they're gonna be in the middle of the day as per usual. So yeah, I don't know, just excited to hear from them more because there's a lot I'd like to know about.
I think the whole community is going to be super stoked about that because I know communication is one thing that everyone has been begging for more of. But I think now that they have the manpower for it or the person power,
I think it'll be a lot better going forward. And yeah, they're responding to the community, and you can see that in just everything they showed today. Even like the addition of more rarities for the cards, just the boxing for the Jafar's heist.
literally all things we asked for.
Yeah, so I think they're doing a good job, and it's moving in a good direction.
I really appreciate that we have a company supporting the game that is willing to listen and respond to what the community is asking for and wanting. I think that's just
pretty
super
lucky.
cool. And again, that's what makes me super hopeful for the future.
Yep. And I'm just excited for that. Exactly like you said, just really gives you faith in the longevity of the game.
You know what else I'm excited about?
Is it your
what's
next
that?
segment?
My surprise segment.
Okay, well, surprise right after.
Okay.
Did you come up with a
Surprise.
jingle yet?
No, that's your job. Remember?
Um,
Oh man, my brain jumped straight to
dum,
Blue's
dum,
Clues.
dum, 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 dum. That's all I got on the spot.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, there we
Okay,
go.
so
Sure. We keep that
we're
chamber
going to
for
my
next week.
surprise segment.
Don't remember.
So we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna make this quick because we had a lot of news to talk about today. But I did want to play one little game here. So what I'm gonna do is I want us to look at each of us and say what color card would we be, and what our stat line would be, and if we had an effect, what do you think the effect would be?
Okay, so wait, we have to do that for ourselves, or the other two
No,
have to
well,
for us?
we can talk it out and think what we all
Okay.
collectively think.
Okay.
So like we can start with Dakotah. What do we think Dakotah's
man,
co-
what do
I think color is what we can start with, right? What
I'm
color?
gonna go with emerald.
Ooh, emerald.
You think
interesting.
emerald?
Yeah,
Why?
because I feel like the text boxes on those cars are always very like complex compared to the other ones. Because,
Sure.
Yeah, and
like
I
an
feel
onion, I have layers.
Yeah, like an ogre. Another reason
Oh,
he's
wait,
an
whoa,
emerald.
wrong
wrong IP
franchise.
guy.
Oh,
wrong IP.
whoops.
Anyways, they have like unique abilities that are just like, I don't know. To me, it takes a lot more setting up than a basic like get rid
Sure.
of your enemy, get rid of your enemy, banish this, banish that.
You gotta think ahead.
It's funny that you say that because I was like, I think I might be a Ruby card
Ooh,
because I think I am like very direct about things and like
You are,
that.
but like
oh,
your
this is
mental
hard.
process is
That's
where I'm
fair.
going with
That's
it.
fair.
You
That's
like
fair.
once you come to that conclusion, you're like direct, but the process of getting from point A to point B in your brain.
See,
think
I-
is-
I might take 5 steps. It might be like an A, B, AC, AD.
Yeah.
Man, I was gonna say sapphire.
Dude, that's sick.
Okay, why?
Dude,
That
I could be
is-
the first ever tricolor
So,
card.
so tricolor card. No, I sapphire, but only for a similar reason you said emerald, but only because I think of sapphire as a deck where you are kind of setting up and thinking ahead by quite a few turns to get to like those big turns where you just like slam a band hammer on them, right?
almost
Where-
like Emerald Sapphire Dual Link over here.
Yeah, right,
Ooh.
right. So, to me, he's like the more controlling and thoughtful. I'm gonna just control the whole board or control the flow of the game. But I'm gonna set it up for a while. So that's why I thought sapphire. But these are all good points.
Yeah. So I was thinking while you were talking, and I think Jotham has to be a Duel Link card, and he
That's
has
fair.
to be Amber Steel. And what comes to mind to me is like similar to the 3-cost Gaston.
Yeah.
I think Jotham could be some kind of like singer 4 or 5, probably has to be 5.
Oh, it has to be.
And then like because he's Duel Link, he's more restrictive. He
Sure.
gets some extra stats.
Yes.
And he also is a pretty fit individual.
Yeah.
So
Well, not just that, but like think about like the podcast itself, right? He's got the
Yeah.
and he does have the
he
pipes.
has to have a jingle for
I
this
have
segment.
to. I have to.
These are all singer related, man.
That is a good point, actually. Okay,
so
I like
think
that.
you would be a perhaps 3, 4, 4, 5 maybe if
I
we're
like
really
it.
trying to push you depending
Yeah,
on your
let's
rarity.
push me hard. I want to be. What's the highest rarity that we're getting?
You want to be
Iconic.
iconic?
I want to be a.
That's actually a Simple Plan song.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, look at that.
I wanna be a
Musical.
Okay, so yeah, we kind of got mine down. We'll come back to Dakotah's. Any ideas for Justin? What are we thinking for Justin?
That is a good question.
This is so.
I don't even know what
I
I'm gonna be
think
totally honest.
I'm leaning Emerald because Emerald's sometimes tricky, and he likes to play different things and be a little tricky sometimes. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold on Emerald for him. It's hard to say.
Yeah, Emerald could be interesting for Justin. I was also thinking maybe Sapphire or Steel.
Okay.
The reason I was thinking Steel is I think like Steel is a color where you really like affect the board with
Sure,
that color. And I
sure.
think Justin is someone who always comes in and has an impact regardless of whatever he's doing, both in life and in the game.
I like to see.
I'll cry.
You know what? I'm on board for this because I was also gonna say because he's also kind of he has more resistance than I would say than a lot of people does. He has more perseverance, right? So I kind of would.
Sure,
I'm
down for
on
that.
board for this.
So we're gonna give Justin resist 1 for sure at
yeah,
least, or resist
I
2.
think maybe a
Steel.
resist 2.
Resist 2, maybe
I
make
think
him
it'd
like
be
a
resist
like,
2.
Maybe a support card as well.
Resist 2. No, now we're going too crazy. Support. Okay, let's stick with the steel. I like the steel.
Yeah, steel.
Resist, and then we need some kind of effect though.
You guys are
Like,
so sweet.
what effects are we giving him? Because you said he impacts the board, so it's got to be like maybe some kind of Tinkerbell effect or some kind of like board effect. I feel like.
You know what? Maybe he just should have bodyguard. And that's
protects his
it combos
friends?
with his resist effect.
I
and
like
he
it.
comes down and he impacts the board by dictating what your opponent can and
Okay,
cannot do.
yeah, I'm on board with this.
And
Not sure
I
on-
feel like he's always there to help and support me. It's a way to give him support without giving him support.
I like
because
it.
Support's not really a steel
Yep,
color
I think
thing.
I'm on board for this. Okay, so
Yeah.
steel bodyguard
And then
support.
I don't know. It just came to mind. I think Justin will be a 4-cost.
Sure.
I
I could see that.
And so if he has resist 1, I don't think you can give him 5 willpower.
No.
I think
Yeah,
he probably has to have 4.
Let's do resist 1,
And then
4 willpower.
so I don't want to give him 1 strength just because
No, that feels
for
bad.
gameplay reasons. I don't want to call him weak in person either.
Yeah.
Because he's not.
Yeah.
So maybe 2 strength.
I could see 2.
2 is a lot.
2's a lot because it's still hard
Like
to
Lady
get around. And only brawl and
Just
stuff.
like Lady Cluck. I just watched that recently.
I could do that. Yeah, like 2/4 bodyguard was resist 1.
Yeah.
I would put that in my Steel Song deck.
Mm-hmm. Did you be an ally too?
Oh, and an ally.
nice.
There we go. Now we're
Let's
building an
go.
ally deck.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I'm
go
down.
with the Jasmine.
I'm on board for this.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
Bang.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Okay, so now we got to finish with Dakotah. We're gonna wrap this up real quick.
Okay.
So I think he should be like an Emerald Sapphire because he can be
I
tricky.
like that too.
Okay. Dual Link. Let's go.
He can be tricky, and even though I agree with the Ruby thing, he is straightforward sometimes. I think he's just like he's a very thinking, thoughtful player where he can plan ahead quite a bit. And he sometimes offers insight into things we don't see, and I feel like
sure.
it's like that kind of goes with the green, right? Being a little
The
tricky
whole
and a little bit
intellectual
different.
side of things
Yeah.
definitely fits the green
Yeah,
color.
and then also that's just kind of what Sapphire reminds me as well. Is like a lot of those cards are themed to be intellectual, right?
like it forces you to have to think through your moves a lot more.
Yeah. So I think he would be like a Sapphire Emerald split
And
color.
now we need an ability though.
Yeah, ability. I feel like it's something.
Okay, so for me personally, like with Dakotah, I feel like whenever he's around, I just like gain things. So like I
Sure.
feel like it's like a card draw ability. I feel like
Something
hey,
that-
I love drawing cards
it's not
too. It's on theme
amethyst,
for
but
me.
like
No,
there
no,
are
no.
cards
It's
like
like-
Mad Hatter.
It's like I think of something like Gaston where you get a card back, or you get to look at a certain number of cards and grab whatever you want.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that, but like with Ward.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, dude, I'd have Ward for sure.
Yeah, I think he would have.
100%.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
he
my
would be
green
Ward.
part of the ability. I get a Ward.
Yeah, I think he would be warded.
Yeah.
I really think he would be warded. So
And
he'd
how
be
many
like,
cards do I get to look at? Do I draw a card? Do I add cards to hand?
no, he's a legendary, right?
Yeah,
let's
So
go.
so I think he gets to. I think he's gonna look at like 3 or 4 cards.
Ooh, that's a lot of cards.
That's a lot of cards. He's got to be a little expensive. He's a little
That's fine.
pricey, but it's worth the work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
So I don't know. Maybe he's like a.
And
Maybe
we're
like a
playing
6
ramp.
cost?
We can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we're ramp. Yeah, so either 6 or 7 costs. If he's 7 costs, inkable. I would say inkable if he's 7 costs. But you like look at the top 3.
put one in hand, one into your inkwell. That'd be crazy.
Okay. Here we go. 7. Okay, let's make this 7 costs at this point because that's a little expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this? You look at your top 3 cards.
Yeah.
You put 1 into your hand, 1 into your inkwell exerted, and then 1 on the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, that's exactly
okay.
what I was
This
thinking.
is it.
Because you could
Yep.
be planning ahead if you put like something
I like
good at
this.
the bottom.
I
and
have
then,
to
like,
make
draw
you one
last.
inkable.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's too good.
Because that's so good.
He's
I'm down to be
uninkable.
uninkable.
But like a warded,
Yeah, that's
uninkable,
busted.
Like
scry.
3/3.
Yeah. I think that's a good stat line.
I'm hyper ramping to you just so you
Perfect.
know.
Thank you.
you don't quest for a lot, but like the impact you have on like when you get played, like the setup you can do.
Because I always, like I said, I just feel like I
kiss.
gain things. Like when you guys are around,
He just
I just
adds
like,
knowledge.
I become
you
a
know?
better player. Like makes
Perfect.
my hand better.
Yeah. Okay. We did it. So comment if you think differently for us.
What card would you be?
Yeah, or
But yeah.
if you have an idea of what card you would be, for
Yeah.
sure.
I like
I
that.
think it'd be great.
That'd be super fun to read.
So yeah.
Okay. Well,
All
thank you for
done.
watching. And like we said, anything we talked about, like decklist wise, we'll make sure it's linked below.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.